G'day everyone, James Granger from Resilient Leaders Foundation. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment out there in the world, and it's becoming a little bit chaotic for a lot of people, and I completely get that. The thing is, how we act in chaos is a bit of a reflection about who we are and where we're coming from. If we are getting instructed by lots of people out there in supposed positions of authority to do things which are against our values and our principles, then we've got to ask some deep, serious questions. Now, I was put in that situation in Iraq, serving for my country, and I was told that I couldn't support another country over a line on a map if they got into trouble. To which I explained to my commanding officer in no uncertain terms that if the case was required for me to help a fellow human being out, a line on a map didn't really matter. Now, I knew that if that situation had have erupted, I would have faced a court-martial. But I had to make sure that my commanding officer knew what I'd do. And he said to me, Cheese, which is my nickname, he goes, Cheese, we're not having this conversation. And I said, no, sir, we are, and I've got to let you know. And he says, no, Cheese, listen to me. I know who you are. I know exactly what you'll do. We're not having this conversation. Now, I had an amazing commanding officer when I was in Iraq, a guy who really supported me, but at the same time held me accountable. And that was really, really big. And the big thing he held me accountable to was who I was and who I am, and make sure that I act according to that. But my wife's done that right throughout my life. Anytime I've gone awry or got in trouble, it's because I've lost myself, lost what I stand for, and done what I think other people wanted me to do. Just have a think about, where you are in life and where you've had crashes in life, and I'll guarantee you something like that same formula will actually have been occurring as well. So if a person in authority is demanding that you do a certain thing, the question to you is, do you continue to do that thing? And do you continue to be associated with that person in authority? Because you are the person that has to sleep with yourself. You are the only person in every single conversation, every single situation in your life. Think about that. So therefore, if you don't act according to your principles and your values, then you're going to have to live with that. And I will guarantee you'll fracture your soul. Why? Because I did it myself, and I help on a daily basis people heal themselves from doing exactly that too. So first and foremost, understand who you are and what you stand for. But secondly, there's nothing wrong with passion. Passion's an amazing thing. It creates so much beauty and so many things. But if you haven't gone through the anger gateway and tamed your anger beast and come to one with it, then so often your passion will fall over into projection. Because anger and passion are so very closely linked. If you haven't moved through anger, you will fall into acting in emotion, not from it. There's nothing wrong with being angry, as long as you allow it to pass and you understand the message that it's telling you. It's telling you one of two things. Your expectations of the world are not being met currently. Something needs to change. Or your personal boundaries are about to be or are being violated. Again, something needs to change. It's why it's a vocal emotion. It gets stuck, lockjaw. And you can smell a person's breath because it actually lives down in the liver and gallbladder. So if a person's got bad breath, they've got anger issues, lockjaw, anger issues. So deal with your anger first. And then ask the question, what about the situation actually needs to change? And how can I do that within my principles and values? But the big thing is, people that sit on their principles and values and sit on a big, pulpit and preach to the world about their principles and values, those people more often than not aren't living them. They're projecting them into the world because it's easier to project into the world than live authentically and know who you truly are. If you live by your principles and values, you'll have no need whatsoever for another person to do the same. You'll have no need whatsoever for your principles and values to be validated in the external world. Why? Because you'll know who you are. And you know you control three things in the world: your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. And that is all. So you won't need to push yourself and your opinions and your beliefs onto another person. And if we all did that, I'd actually guarantee you society would shift absolutely dramatically. If we all take personal responsibility for knowing who we are, what our principles and values are, and acting according to them with respect, reverence, and responsibility, then it does not matter what person in authority tells you to do what. You will act and you will sleep well that night. And look in the face, if you've got children, look in the face of your children. For they are the people that you realistically answer to. Your true loved ones, your loved ones, they want the best for you. They want you to be you. They don't want you to live up to any societal expectation. They don't want you to need any societal validation. They want you to be the best version of you. They want you to turn up. Now, Abby taught me that. Here I was thinking I had to be the general because that's what's meant to happen, isn't it? Abby, at the age of 2, taught me all she wanted was a dad. Now, it took me a little bit of time to get that message, but I got it. And now it changed my whole life. Authorship, authority, look at it. It breaks down. The etymology of the word comes from the word author. Author of your story. In other words, the writer of your story. You are the author of your ship. Are you though? Or are you defaulting to someone else? You default to another person when you need them to understand who you are, to validate you. Stop requiring other people to validate us. How do we do that? We own who we are, we know our principles and our values, and we live by them in a reverent, respectful and responsible way. So I don't care who they think they are in society. That's good for them. They're doing generally the best that they can with what they have in their belief system and paradigm. And I know a lot of those paradigms are corrupted and falling around us. Understand that a paradigm is not a self-evaluating system, which is why when paradigms collapse, they truly collapse. And I know a lot of people are getting information at the moment which completely disturbs them about people in supposed positions of power, etc. And you are right to feel angry, but allow that anger to come up and flow. And ask yourself in this moment what you need to do just to live a principle-centered life, to express the best of you in the world. Don't worry about what everyone else does, because when you do that, you will be the master of your reality. You will be the captain of your soul, the master of your fate, and you will set your own course. But do it in a respectful, responsible, and reverent way, and if we do that, everyone will get along just perfectly. Trust that's been worth it. Remember, you only control 3 things: your thoughts, your words, your deeds. But how well we do that, it's a really good question. And I constantly work on mine every single day. I listen to everything I say more than anyone in the world. Why? I go back to that point. I'm the only person in every single conversation and situation I have in life. Much love.